Hey everyone, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about social media because social media is allowing nuclear scientists and other critical people in various countries to be tracked by their country's adversaries. And I found this absolutely fascinating. This is actually coming, I'm going to start with Popular Mechanics, but we're going to go to various sources here. Some as quoted by Popular Mechanics, others by other sources. But this is just interesting because an Australian financial newspaper has uncovered a database of more than 2 million scientists and subject matters kept by the Chinese government. Now, this database is called the Overseas Key Individuals Database, or OKIDB, and it includes many thousands of nuclear scientists and other strategic industry experts, their personal information, and even where their relatives live. The Australian Financial Review, which is the paper of record here, says the invasive sounding list was still, and I quote, mainly gleaned from open sources, which obviously then gives us a whole bunch of concern about public information, and here we are. Now, the OKIDB acts as a kind of an international phone book from research scientists to people that are essentially in international diplomacy to nuclear scientists and on and on. And to quote the Washington Post here, and bear with me, this is going to be a rather lengthy quote from their article, those digital crumbs, along with millions of other scraps of social media and online data, have been systematically collected since 2017 by a small Chinese company called the Shenzhen Zhenhua Data Technology, for the stated purpose of providing intelligence to Chinese military, government, and commercial clients, according to a copy of the database that was left unsecured on the internet and retrieved by an Australian cybersecurity consultancy. OKIDB purports to offer insights into foreign political, military, and business figures, details about countries' infrastructure and military deployments, and public opinion analysis. The database contains information on more than 2 million people, including at least 50,000 Americans and tens of thousands of people who hold prominent public positions, according to Zhenhua's marketing documents and a review of a portion of the database. Now, the Australian Financial Review, or AFR, says that one key exposure point for this information has actually been LinkedIn, where many people list key terms about their work, myself included in that sense, even if the work itself is sensitive or secret. And to quote the AFR, such disclosures appear equally common for those who served on U.S. nuclear submarines. Christopher Tarosky is tagged for his name on the USS Georgia, an Ohio-class submarine, and for directing complex reactor maintenance. The database also notes his current job is running a nuclear power plant in Florida. Now, in a way, it sounds like China is just doing what every employer does. They are looking for resume type information, keywords and all of that. And then basically what they're doing is triangulating that data with another massive loophole in government worker information. And this is according again to the AFR, who explains, and I quote, the Washington Post, which was given access to a version of the Zhenhua database, along with the Financial Review, has reported that that U.S. Navy vessels like the USS Dwight Eisenhower and supercarrier USS Nimitz were tagged with ID numbers on the database against which social media posts were logged. Now, the locations of these ships in particular are logged publicly the same way aircraft are monitored. That means a group of smart people could then easily plot ship locations against public posts on Twitter or Facebook that include location information. They could even, for example, like a game of Battleship, use the post with locations to decide where a more secretive ship is. Carrier groups oftentimes have a ton of ships around them for anybody in the Navy, and so by virtue of that, all of their support vessels may include something that is a bit more secretive. And basically, this could also help them essentially find locations like research facilities and more as people start spreading this out. And so I think this speaks to a couple of different things. One, information control. We are prolific at sharing our lives on social media, on LinkedIn, our professional lives, on Facebook, our personal lives, on Twitter, our anger, whatever that is. But if we have location tagging on, or we're taking pictures of, just landed at this base or whatever this is, this can now be used against us in terms of tracking. And I'm talking about everybody on the planet, Chinese social media as well. So this, I think, is really just underscores that we need good cyber hygiene. I think we need good privacy standards. And if you're in a critical sector, you probably shouldn't be listing or denoting any of this stuff that you've got going on in your life, because quite frankly, that is going to start tagging a lot of that information that could potentially be scraped by somebody else. So, for example, I don't post on let's say my personal social media. I don't post any pictures of myself, any members of my family, any location I've ever been to. If I go on vacation, I don't share pictures. I'm a pretty private individual. I have public social media that all of you can follow, and I hope you do, where you watch my videos and see my posts and my articles and all this kind of stuff. But that is a far cry from telegraphing to the entire world publicly that I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And outside of my professional life in LinkedIn, where I do have several keywords like cybersecurity, for example, that is easily tracked. But again, I'm not logging or posting where I am on LinkedIn. Sometimes you can see by virtue of my background that I might be in a hotel, although that has been non-existent in the year 2020. But above and beyond that, I'm not even disclosing where that hotel may be. So there you go. I think it's something that we need to really think about as we are just looking at our own personal lives. But if you are in a critical sector, of your country's society, whether it's nuclear or international relations or whatever that is, and I don't care what country you're from, this includes Chinese citizens as well, we should all really think twice about posting or tagging or geolocating ourselves, because this could be used to track us anywhere around the globe. We need cyber hygiene, and so that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.